Alright everybody, this is my second video of my series called Intellectual Movement. Last week I made reference to this movement that I want called the Intellectual Movement. And I wanted to explain a little bit two things today. One, why I'm a libertarian and why I believe more people should be, and also what I meant by an intellectual movement. The first thing I want to talk about is that I believe that this country now has a culture of complacency and apathy. We settle for uncalculated economics, unstable politics, and uh, and social policies that are really hurtful to everybody. We become a culture of consumerism, mindless entertainment, social networks, and more. We read what people put on their tweets, but we can't take the time to actually read the headlines of a newspaper. As a democracy, it's quintessential that we educate ourselves on topics that affect us day to day, that affect our lives day to day. And I'm not just talking about things that are on a federal level, but also the state and local levels as well. Um, we develop our opinions a lot as a society off sound bites, headlines, propaganda, media, what our parents and what our friends tell us. And unfortunately, I think that this is really detrimental to us as a society and as a democracy. Um, because of this, I believe it's very easy for people to become either a liberal or a conservative. Uh, However, no libertarian reaches their conclusions and their beliefs the same way that a liberal, I'm sorry, that most liberals or most conservatives do. Libertarians tend to self-educate themselves and actually read into politics and economics before they develop their strong stance of libertarianism. Because of this, though, however, we get two sides. We get liberals and conservatives, and they dominate our political world and our country. Um, However, I want to talk about liberalism and conservatism for a bit. In my belief, I don't believe that it makes sense for a lot of liberals, especially minorities, that argue about the man or the government or the system that's bringing them down, yet at the same time they vote for Democrat. They're kind of trying to, this actually fuels the flame, but the way they think of it is that they're trying to burn the fire with a larger flame. It doesn't make much sense that way. It doesn't make a sense for a Democrat or a liberal that is anti-war, anti-military interventionism to vote Democrat. Now, I know that a lot of people believe that Democrats are actually anti-war, but if you look at the past, all the way from Reagan, this actually proves to be untrue. We have Reagan, who was in Nicaragua and El Salvador. We have Bush in the Gulf. We have Clinton in Somalia and in Bosnia. We have Bush in Iraq and Afghanistan, and we have Obama in Libya. If you see, it doesn't make a difference whether you vote Democrat or conservative. The elitists or the Democrats and the Republicans, no matter what you are, you're going to actually be pro-war at the end of the day. It doesn't make sense to be anti-corporatism, but to vote for Democrat. A lot of people that are anti-corporatism don't actually understand that the government actually fuels and supports these corporations, that actually supports the 1%, and that brings down the 99%. So to be pro-government or to be big government, vote Democrat and be anti-corporatism is actually hypocritical. It doesn't make sense for a conservative also to believe in cut spending, yet at the same time support a big military where we actually occupy about 130 countries. It doesn't make sense for a conservative to be to believe in cutting spending, yet at the same time we support this war on drugs that has actually proven to fail for the past 20 years. It doesn't make sense for somebody who's a conservative to be small government, yet to try to pass laws that are gay rights, that ban gay rights, abortions, and they restrict immigration. What we need in this country is a rise of the third party. We need a party like libertarianism, or the Libertarian Party, I should say. We need a party that, we need this party of consistency, of small government, of principle. If you read into libertarianism and you don't agree with it, that's actually completely fine. But the fact that you actually take your time to actually read about it and to educate yourself and to actually form your opinions on more than what's just actually given to you through the media, through your parents, or through propaganda, then you're able to actually develop an opinion and you're actually able to make a strong stance of what you actually believe in. But what I would ask for everybody that's reading this, or that's actually viewing this in my video right now, is to take the time to read the description and to go into the links that I'm going to post down here. and to actually see why I am actually a libertarian, why more people need to be libertarian, and why it's hypocritical to believe in any of these things but to vote for Republican or Democrat. If you see that no matter what, you vote Democrat or I'm sorry, if you vote Democrat or Republican, you're always getting the same thing. There's no social changes, no matter what they tell you. It's all politics. What you need to actually do is actually take the time to read and to see what your opinions are and why you form them. So I want to post this, and if you actually take the time to read it, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.